Tourism is an industry which depends on natural resources, and climate is one of the most important natural resources that tourism utilizes because all tourism experiences are based on climate, and the climate experience generates a lot of value for tourists and for the tourism industry. So it is expected that the changes that climate is going to have in this century are going to have important consequences for the tourism industry based on the changes that this climate are going to cause in different aspects of the environment, and therefore in the services that the industry can experience based on climate. So this is a general result which is going to be applied to tourism worldwide, but in the case of a specific island, islands are increasingly vulnerable to these climate change impacts because islands are surrounded by water, and the impacts on the level of the sea are going to flood a lot of coastal areas in the islands. So this means that many of the tourist infrastructures, both natural and human-built infrastructures, are going to be affected by these climate change impacts in the islands. Islands are going to suffer more because of climate change, and the tourism industry in islands are going to be more susceptible to both environmental and economic impacts in the tourism industry. So climate impacts in islands have to be particularly attended and studied under important considerations in order to anticipate those effects and take the appropriate measures to conduct the industry to a situation in which the impacts can be ameliorated and the economic damages and social damages can be reduced as much as possible. So we are facing serious consequences, and it is important to evaluate anticipatively all the potential impacts in social and economic terms, and this is the reason that there is need to implement policy measures. And policy challenges are important in this context. The politician system and the social system has to take account, has to acknowledge the importance of doing research and analyze all the potential consequences of the decisions that should be taken in order to anticipate climate change impacts and in order to ameliorate all these impacts in the longer term.